So for today, day 8, we just want to look at some of the nodes that we didn't look at on the day 7. So just like the example I gave the other day, that was for day 7, we're just going to use a trigger node. We're just going to check out the two nodes. We're going to check out merge and then loop. So we're just going to use edit fields again. Edit fields. And just like the day 7, we just want to set this up a little bit. Field name, or my field 1, let's just give it a value. Let's call it jet. We already know these parts, so I just want to make this part as fast as possible and the video as short as possible. Let's say feet. These are not practical examples, but this is just for the sake of this video. I'm making it as fast as possible. So we're just going to use an if node here again. Okay, we have not executed the initial one. Let's execute this so that it passes. Alright, so if we go to the if node, just want jet. Alright, for the true statement, let's add another edit fields, and we're going to say JSON let's say 7. And let's say jet. Alright, jet gets 7. This is equals to 7 jets. It's just for the sake of this example, but those of us who have been following the bootcamp, we already know what this is. So if you're confused right here, I would advise you go back to the video before this one, then you will clearly understand what is going on. So for the false statements, we're going to use the edit fields once again. Edit fields, going to use JSON. Alright, the other one is boot. So alright, let's see. Foot. Is it feet? I can't remember what I said exactly there, but no problem. Was to 10. So we're just going to hard code all those parts. Alright, so I think that's it. So if we actually execute this, I believe it will proceed through the true. Yeah, so it proceeded through the true branch. So we're just going to come here. Today what we wanted to talk about is merge, the merge node. So as I said, this is not an ideal example, but I just want to use this to explain to us what a merge node does. What it actually does, it merges options, workflow that have options like this. This can either be just edit fields. This can actually be two different OpenAI agents, or agent as yes, AI agents. This can be two different things at any point in time, but at any point in time that you have two nodes appearing from different branches like this, and you want to merge them, let's say to send the WhatsApp message, to send an email, maybe to upload something, but in this case we're just going to use the basic simple example, which is an email. So we're just going to come here, and then we're just going to search for merge. So what it does is we want to merge two inputs. Okay, we want to have two inputs, and then what we want to do is we want to append, not combine. What this means is that output item of each input one after the other. So if we come here, right, so we're just going to move this a little bit lower. Then we're going to add this to this. Yes, exactly like that. So what we want to make possible, as I said earlier, this is not an ideal example. We want to make it in such a way that if this is an actual workflow, if this workflow should proceed forward, let's say it's live and it proceeds forward, either it goes through the true branch or it goes through the false branch, it will end up, whatever is outputted will end up merging or being forwarded to one particular direction. Either it's an email or it's a WhatsApp message, or in this case we're just going to use an email. So we want to send an email to Johnny Wheels. All right, we want to say merger, yeah, text, say you have been merged successfully. Create select credential. Oh, okay, we have not created a credential at this account. Okay, so we're just going to do that as fast as possible. All right, agree. Right, continue. So this has been successfully created. Message send. Yeah, I believe we're good to go. We're just gonna append anything right here. Just gonna turn this off. I don't really want this video to be up to 10 minutes. All right, it probably might be up to 10 minutes or even more. So what we want to do here is when this happens, an email is sent immediately. So if we execute this right here, we can see from the outputs here that, so right here we can see that the email was sent. Look at it. You have been merged successfully. Yeah, so that's it. Okay. Alright, so we can see that an email has been sent. Okay. So that is that about merge. Next thing we want to look at is loop. Alright, let's come to the loop. We want to try out the loop for the first time, so we want to understand how the loop works. This is what we're going to do. We're just going to use a normal trigger. Just going to use edit fields once again. And then, yeah. JSON. Let's just give it a name this time. John James. Alright, so all we want to do right now is we're going to use the loop node. Right, so let me just put it in here. Loop. Split into batches of 1. Alright, so let me start this way first. Let me try executing this. If I execute this, we will have two different outputs. If we look at it through the JSON, we have two different outputs. One is John and the second one is James. Alright, so what we want to do is we want to use the loop over items in batches. Now I want you to loop over these items in batches of one after the other. Now loop is mostly used when you have a a huge number of array, or a huge number of array, and then you want to execute them one after the other. What happens is that sometimes it affects your token, and everything might just get all clustered up. So you want to just use a loop so that it actually occurs one after the other in an orderly manner. When you actually start to use anything to actually practically create workflows, you find out that this loop node actually comes in very handy. Now what happens is that whenever you have a loop, it automatically brings this node that says replace me with, so we want to replace it with what we want to do here is replace this with a timer. We just want to wait. This is another node actually that used to give interval time between actions. Now for this wait, we just want to wait for about 5 seconds. Yes, after each one has gone out, each output has gone, we want to wait for 5 seconds, or yes, before the next output actually executes or is put to work. Yo, English is really failing me. I'm looking for the right words to say and I cannot find them. All right, so this is the tricky part of it. We just want to put this from here to goes back into the loop. What this means is that whenever one item from the array is executed, it goes through this wait node, and after 5 seconds the first item passes through, and after another 5 seconds the second item passes through. And if there are 1,000 items, it's going to just continue the same pattern until the entire items have been successfully executed. Now if you should execute this workflow, nothing really happens because it just passes through a loop and keeps looping. But then what happens is that whenever you loop over an item, you want something to actually happen. So let's say what you want to happen right here is that whenever this loop finishes, we want to send an email. I know you guys will probably be tired of me sending emails by now, but it's the easiest practical example that one can give so that we can easily learn and understand what I'm trying to do at any point in time. So hello world, so we want to say loop email. We want it to be text, and then we want the message, you just finished your loop. So yeah, then we want to append anything. All right, let's execute this and see what happens. All right, see what happened here. And if you come to my email here, you'll see that the message has successfully been sent. You just finished your loop. So that's it, and I think that's it for day 8. Tomorrow, okay, the next day 9, what we want to do is just talk about the pros and cons of automation, and I think I will also talk about the OpenAI agent, the AI agent that is actually used in Anything. I think we have not covered anything that has to do with that, but we'll just talk about that, and then we'll go straight to day 10. So have a nice one, everyone. See you tomorrow.